What I'd like to focus on today actually is to do with once you have actually made a decision, because what happens many times is if you are faced with a decision between especially two things, you're not sure what to do, but then eventually you've weighed up the pros and cons and you've applied some of the things that we spoke about today and you make a decision. What can go wrong after that? What happens at times is that a person doesn't put their 100% into that decision because they're still thinking about the other possible decision and wondering in their mind, oh, should I have done that instead? Should I have gone there instead? Did I make the right decision? And then because they've got all those doubts and those questions, they don't actually focus on the decision that they've actually made and making it work. So as soon as, for example, if it's like a job that you decided to leave one job and start your business, for example, like Nigel did. But if things obviously are going to be difficult sometimes, and if as soon as you face those difficulties, then you're going to be like, oh, maybe I should have stayed in my job. Maybe I would have done better there. Have I made the right decision? Oh my God, I've made a mistake. If you're going to do that, what the decision that you've actually made would probably end up being the wrong one. Not because it was a wrong decision in the first place, but because you've made it wrong, because you're not putting 100% into it. So bear that in mind. Once you have made a decision, stick to it and do your best with that decision that you've made. I'd also like to bring another angle to this as well. It could be, for example, if you make a decision regarding a relationship. And I was speaking to a couple recently. They've been married for like about 40 years. But the problem is the husband was unfaithful to his wife years ago. Like I'm talking like 30, maybe more years ago. However, she cannot let it go. She still brings it up every day. She really keeps going on about it. Of course, what he did was wrong. However, what I said to her was, you decided to stay with him. If it's that much of a problem, if you didn't want to, if this is what it's going to be like, why didn't you just divorce him and move on with your life? But you're making your life a misery and you're making his life a misery. So even with things like this, if, for example, there's something that happened in the relationship, there was infidelity, something happened, if you decide to stay with that person, then give the person a chance. Don't keep bringing up the past and making them pay for what they did, or else just make a clean break. If it's something that you really can't deal with, your trust was completely broken, you don't feel like you can trust that person again, then separate from them, divorce them and start again. But the fact is, if you decide to stay with someone, make it work. And this same thing could be applied to so many different things in your life. So just make sure once you have made a decision, do your best with that, whether it's in a relationship, a job, a business, anything else that you can think of. And that is more likely to work than if you keep thinking about the past.